All right, so today we're going to be diving into something pretty important for overall well-being. It's that fascinating link between what we eat and how well our body can fight off all those nasty threats out there.
Yeah.
And you've given us a really great mix of like scientific articles and just general pieces on health. So we're going to try to bridge that gap between like what's happening in the lab and what ends up on our plates. We're basically exploring how our food choices can either really help or totally weaken our immune defenses.
Yeah, it really is amazing how we often talk about, boosting immunity. But like, what's actually going on there, on a cellular level? Maybe we could start by looking at that study from Medical News Today, the one that was looking at older adults. What they found was that even if people didn't have diabetes, higher blood sugar levels were still linked to a less effective immune response, like right off the bat. And they also found higher levels of CRP, which is a big sign of inflammation.
So you're saying even if we don't have like a chronic condition like diabetes, those sugary drinks and processed snacks we have every day could be making us weaker against like everyday bugs. That's pretty crazy to think about.
It is. It really reminds us that sugar does a lot more than just mess with our weight. That study actually found that those higher blood sugar levels were connected to neutrophils not working as well. Neutrophils are those white blood cells that are like the first ones on the scene. They're supposed to like grab onto bacteria and get rid of them, but the sugar makes them worse at that.
Okay, so now we can really see how much of an effect it has. So let's say we're trying to eat in a way that supports a strong immune response. What are some of the most important things we should be including? I'm guessing vitamins D and E are pretty high up there.
Oh, absolutely. Vitamin D often gets talked about with bones, but it's actually super important for immunity too. It's like a coach for your immune system. It helps your body make those antimicrobial peptides, which are like your own little germ fighters.
So it's not just about absorbing calcium. Vitamin D is actually helping our bodies make their own defense system.
Exactly. It's like giving your body the instructions to build its own weapons. And then you have vitamin E, which is all about protection. It shields your immune cells from damage. It's like armor against those free radicals that can cause all sorts of problems in your body.
And it's not just a theory either. There are studies that show that taking vitamin E supplements can even make vaccines work better in older people, right?
Right. But we should also mention that the research on vitamin E supplements is a bit complicated. Some studies have had mixed results, and taking too much could actually be bad for you. It's definitely important to talk to your doctor before starting any new supplements.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Even if a nutrient is generally good for you, it's all about finding the right balance. Now, while we're talking about essential nutrients, I know zinc is often mentioned as a key player for immunity, but what exactly does it do?
Zinc is really important for a healthy immune response, especially in what we call the adaptive immune system. That's the part where our bodies learn to recognize and target specific things that can make us sick. Zinc helps to balance out the different types of T cells, which are super important for fighting infections and preventing those autoimmune responses. That's where your immune system accidentally attacks your own body.
So zinc is less about those immediate defenses, more about making sure our immune system is working well and balanced in the long run.
You got it. And when you think about how important that balance is, it makes sense why people who don't get enough zinc get sick more easily. Their immune systems just don't have the right tools to work as well as they should.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, I know that a lot of people connect omega-3 fatty acids with being good for your heart, but I've heard that they also play a role in immunity. Can you explain that connection a bit?
Definitely. Omega-3s, which we can get from fatty fish like salmon, and also some plant sources like flaxseed, are well known for being good for your heart. But they're also amazing at helping to reduce inflammation in your body.
And when we say inflammation, we're not just talking about like swelling after you get hurt, right? This is more about that low-grade inflammation that's always there under the surface and can affect our health in so many ways.
Exactly. Chronic inflammation is like your body's emergency response system being stuck in the on position. It can really wear down your systems and contribute to all sorts of problems, from heart disease to autoimmune conditions. And the interesting thing is that omega-3s can actually help to dial down that inflammatory response. They do this by adjusting the production of certain signaling molecules.
So in a way, they're kind of helping to bring that emergency response system back to a more normal level.
Exactly. And there's research like that article from Frontiers in Immunology that you shared. It suggests that omega-3s might even help manage autoimmune diseases by calming down those overactive immune responses.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these different pieces fit together.
Mm.
Now, when we're talking about gut health and immunity, probiotics are usually the stars of the show. But can you explain how those good bacteria in our gut actually help our immune system?
Imagine your gut like a huge, dizzy city where trillions of bacteria live. Probiotics are like the friendly citizens of that city, and they play a really important role in teaching our immune system how to tell the difference between things that are harmless and things that could be dangerous. They help our bodies learn to tolerate things that shouldn't be triggering an immune response.
So it's like probiotics are helping our immune system be more picky about what it reacts to instead of just going after everything.
Exactly. They help to create a more balanced and effective immune response. And what's really cool is that research has shown that certain types of probiotics can actually make infections go away faster. It's like having a special forces team in your gut ready to fight off anything that tries to invade.
That is incredible. Now, here's something that I think will surprise a lot of people, the role of cholesterol in immunity. We usually think of cholesterol as the bad guy, but it turns out that it's really important for our immune cells to work properly.
You're right. We tend to think of cholesterol as all bad, but it's actually essential for building healthy cells, including those really important immune cells. It's a key ingredient in cell membranes, and it's super important for making hormones and other things our bodies need.
So instead of thinking of cholesterol as just good or bad, it's more about understanding the balance and how it affects our overall health. If you have too little cholesterol, your immune system might not be as strong, but too much cholesterol can lead to other health problems.
Exactly. And this connects back to what we were talking about before with how a balanced and diverse diet is so important. It's not about cutting out whole groups of foods or getting obsessed with single nutrients. It's about giving our bodies the ingredients they need to work their best.
I think that's a great place to take a pause for now. We've covered some really interesting stuff, from how sugar affects our immunity to the surprising roles that vitamins, minerals, and even cholesterol play in keeping our defenses strong. But we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah, there's still so much to explore, like the fascinating world of B vitamins and taking a deeper look at the gut microbiome.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back after a quick break to continue our deep dive into the amazing connection between diet and immunity. Okay, we're back and ready to go even deeper into this whole world of diet and immunity. Before the break, you mentioned B vitamins deserve some attention too. What makes them so important for our immune system?
Well, B vitamins don't always get the spotlight when we talk about immunity, but they're kind of like the stage crew working hard behind the scenes to make sure everything runs smoothly. They're not out there fighting infections directly like some of the other nutrients we've talked about, but they're really important for giving our immune cells the energy and resources they need to do their jobs well.
So they're less about being on the front lines and more about making sure our immune system has the fuel and support it needs to be at its best.
Exactly. B vitamins are like coenzymes, which means they help kickstart those essential chemical reactions that keep our cells running. And here's the really interesting part. A lot of those B vitamins actually come from the bacteria that live in our gut.
Wait, so what we eat affects bacteria in our gut, and then those bacteria produce the B vitamins that power our immune cells. It's like this whole chain reaction of connections.
That's it. And this really shows why it's not just about focusing on individual nutrients. The whole way we eat matters. When we eat a variety of whole nutrient-rich foods, it creates a foundation for a strong and resilient immune system.
So instead of getting caught up in all the hype about individual supplements, it's more important to focus on having a healthy overall eating pattern that nourishes our whole system.
Absolutely. Think about bright, colorful fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, fiber-rich whole grains. It's all about creating a diverse and thriving environment inside our bodies that can handle challenges better.
You know, we can't talk about foods that boost immunity without mentioning vitamin C. It's practically legendary. But what does the science actually say about how it helps our immune system?
Well, vitamin C is a really powerful antioxidant. It helps protect our cells from damage caused by those pesky free radicals we were talking about earlier. It's like having a damage control team that rushes in to fix things after a free radical attack.
So it's not just about preventing colds. Vitamin C is actively involved in protecting our cells from damage and keeping them healthy.
Exactly. And it does more than just defend. Vitamin C is also crucial for producing collagen, which is a key building block for our skin and connective tissues. Healthy, strong skin acts as a barrier to stop those bad guys from getting into our bodies in the first place.
So healthy skin is actually part of a strong immune system. It's amazing how everything is connected. We talked about vitamin D before, but I'm curious to learn more about exactly what it does for immunity, what makes it so special.
Vitamin D is pretty unique because unlike other vitamins, our bodies can actually make it themselves when we're exposed to sunlight. But a lot of people, especially those who live in places that don't get a lot of sun or during the winter months, don't get enough sunlight to make enough vitamin D.
That's why a lot of experts recommend taking a vitamin D supplement, especially at certain times of the year, right?
Exactly. Now, when it comes to its immune boosting powers, vitamin D works in a few different ways. It helps regulate how our immune cells act so that we have a balanced response. It's kind of like a conductor, making sure that everyone in the orchestra is playing in sync.
I like that analogy. So it's not just about having a strong immune response, it's about having a well-coordinated and controlled response.
Exactly. Vitamin D also helps reduce inflammation, and there's even some evidence that it might help prevent autoimmune diseases. And some research has shown a link between not getting enough vitamin D and a higher risk of getting respiratory infections.
Wow, vitamin D is definitely earning its MVP status. We talked about zinc, but what about other minerals that are important for immunity? Are there any that really stand out?
Selenium is a really interesting one. It's a powerful antioxidant, and it's also crucial for our bodies to make thyroid hormone, which indirectly affects how our immune system works.
So it's like a multi-talented performer that contributes to our immune system in both direct and indirect ways.
Exactly. And researchers are even looking into whether selenium could help make vaccines work better. It's incredible how we're constantly discovering new things about how our bodies work.
It can be a little overwhelming, but in a good way. Hearing about all these nutrients and pathways makes me realize how intricate and interconnected everything is in our bodies. But for someone who's just trying to eat in a way that supports their immune system, what's the most important thing to remember?
It's actually quite simple focus on variety.
Variety in the types of food we eat.
Exactly. Aim to have a rainbow of colors on your plate representing all sorts of different fruits, vegetables, and other plant-based foods. Choose lean protein sources, incorporate healthy fats, and don't be afraid to enjoy fermented foods like yogurt or sauerkraut.
So it's less about obsessing over specific nutrients and more about embracing a vibrant and balanced way of eating.
That's the key. And here's a bonus. Eating this way not only helps your immune system, but it's also good for your heart, brain, gut, and your overall well-being.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
It takes the pressure off trying to micromanage every single bite. We've covered a lot of ground. Before we move on to specific food recommendations, is there anything else we should touch on?
Yes, actually, there's one really important thing we haven't talked about directly, the role of the gut microbiome. It's like a vast hidden universe inside us, filled with trillions of bacteria that have a direct impact on our immune system.
We mentioned probiotics, which are like the friendly residents of this universe. But what else is going on down there?
Well, these bacteria actually communicate with our immune cells. They help them tell the difference between good guys and bad guys and then mount the right kind of response. The diversity of our gut bacteria, which is directly affected by what we eat, is crucial for a strong immune response.
So the food choices we make are basically shaping the environment of this inner world.
Precisely. Having a diverse gut microbiome is linked to a stronger immune system, better digestion, and even improved mental health.
This is fascinating.
It's
So
a
variety is important not just for the different nutrients we get, but also for the diversity of our gut bacteria.
Yes, and before we move on to specific foods, I think it's important to point out that some nutrients are especially important for keeping our gut microbiome healthy.
I'm all ears. Tell me more.
Okay, so prebiotics act like fertilizer for the good bacteria in our gut. They're types of fiber that our bodies can't digest, but our gut bacteria can, and they thrive on them.
So prebiotics are basically food for probiotics.
That's a great way to put it. And the best sources of prebiotics are, you guessed it, plant-based foods. Fruits, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains are all excellent sources.
Okay, so variety helps us get a range of nutrients, and it also supports our gut microbiome. But what about when we do get sick? Can our diet help us recover faster?
Definitely. When your body is well nourished, it's better equipped to fight off infections. And some nutrients can be especially helpful when you're sick.
Like what? Besides the classic chicken soup remedy.
Well, zinc is a real superstar when it comes to fighting colds. It can actually make your symptoms go away faster. And vitamin C, with its antioxidant and collagen boosting powers, can also help your body heal. Plus, staying hydrated is really important for flushing out toxins and keeping everything working properly.
It's like giving our bodies the best possible support team when they need it most.
Exactly. And remember, a healthy diet isn't just about preventing illness. It's about supporting our body's natural ability to heal and thrive.
I love that perspective.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm feeling really inspired to take all of this knowledge and turn it into delicious meals that will boost my immune system. What are some specific food recommendations to help us put all of this into practice? Okay, let's get down to the specifics. I'm ready to take all this info and actually do something with it.
Yeah.
What are some tasty meals that can boost our immune systems and that we can start making into a way?
Okay, well, let's start with breakfast. How about a yogurt parfait? Greek yogurt has lots of protein and those probiotics we were talking about.
That's good.
You can layer in different berries like strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. They've got antioxidants and fiber, which act as prebiotics.
Okay, I'm liking this already. Probiotics, antioxidants, prebiotics. This parfait's got it all.
Yeah.
What else can we add to really make it a powerhouse?
A sprinkle of chia seeds or flax seeds would add some fiber and those omega-3s. And for some crunch and sweetness, you could add chopped walnuts or almonds. They're full of vitamin E and healthy fats.
Wow. It's like a parfait with a secret immune-boosting mission. I love it. What about lunch? I'm thinking something quick and easy that I can throw to work. You're going to suggest a salad, aren't you?
You know me so well, but we're not talking about some sad little desk salad. A big hearty salad with all sorts of toppings can be so nutritious. Start with a base of leafy greens like spinach or kale. They're full of vitamins A, C, and K.
Right.
Then throw in some colorful veggies like bell peppers, carrots, cucumbers for extra vitamins, minerals, and fiber.
Sounds good. But I need more than just veggies to keep me going all afternoon. What about protein?
Grilled chicken or fish would be great sources of lean protein. Or if you want a plant-based option, lentils or chickpeas are fantastic. They're high in protein, fiber, and zinc, which we know is really important for our immune system.
Okay, this salad is starting to sound less like a side dish and more like the main course. What about dressing? I'm trying to avoid those store-bought ones that are full of sugar and unhealthy fats.
I always go for a simple vinaigrette made with olive oil, lemon juice, and some herbs. It's light flavorful, and it's got healthy fats and vitamin C. Plus, you can mix and match ingredients to make your own signature dressing.
I am definitely inspired to up my salad game.
Yeah.
Now, what about dinner? I'm thinking something warm and cozy, especially as it starts to get colder. I'm imagining a nice hearty soup.
You read my mind. A flavorful soup or stew with lots of veggies and lean protein is perfect for a cold night. But instead of grabbing a can from the store, why not try making your own? It's easier than you think.
Okay, I'm interested. Tell me more. What are the key ingredients for a soup that's good for your immune system?
You'll want to start with a base of either chicken or vegetable broth. Then add in a variety of chopped veggies, carrots, celery, onions, potatoes, whatever you've got. Lentils, beans, or barley are great additions for some extra fiber and protein. And for even more flavor and nutrients, don't be shy with the spices. Turmeric, ginger, and garlic are all known for helping with inflammation.
Turmeric and ginger seem to be everywhere these days, and for good reason. But can you explain how they actually work to fight inflammation?
They have compounds in them that can help reduce the production of certain molecules in the body that cause inflammation. It's like they're natural firefighters calming those flare-ups down.
Ha, I like that image.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got our broth, veggies, protein, and anti-inflammatory spices. Can we add any more immune-boosting ingredients?
Of course. Throw in some chopped leafy greens like spinach or kale near the end of cooking. That'll give you an extra boost of vitamins and minerals. And you could also add a squeeze of lemon juice for some vitamin C.
This soup is starting to sound amazing. I'm adding all of these ingredients to my shopping list. Before we finish up, is there anything else we should keep in mind when it comes to eating for immunity?
I think it's important to remember that food is more than just something that gives us energy. It's like information that our bodies use to work at their best. When we choose a variety of foods that are packed with nutrients, we're giving our bodies the information they need to build a strong and resilient immune system.
That's such a powerful way to think about it. We're not just eating for calories. We're eating for information that impacts our whole health.
Exactly. And just like with any important information, it's best to get it consistently. Aim for a balanced and varied diet every day, not just when you're feeling sick.
Consistency is key. This has been an incredible journey into the world of diet and immunity. I feel so much more empowered to make food choices that will support my immune system.
I'm so glad to hear that. And remember, it's not about being perfect. Every small step you take toward nourishing your body is a step towards a healthier and more vibrant you.
That's a great way to put it. I think that's a great place to wrap up our deep dive into this fascinating topic. It's clear that what we eat has a huge impact on how well our bodies can fight off threats. It's like our diet is a toolbox filled with all sorts of immune-boosting weapons. So to our listeners, we leave you with this. What would your ultimate immune-boosting meal look like? Get creative and think about all the delicious possibilities. And until next time, happy and healthy eating.